The NFL season has a way of showing which teams are built for success and which are destined to hit the reset button. Some teams, like the Jacksonville Jaguars, have figured out the draft game and are positioning themselves to land a top pick. After a series of playoff appearances, the Jaguars have fallen to the bottom of the standings, likely setting themselves up for another number 1 pick. On the other hand, teams like the New York Giants, New York Jets, and others in NFL Purgatory are stuck in that frustrating middle ground, good enough to win games, but not good enough to contend for a Super Bowl, and certainly not bad enough to secure a top draft pick. This feeling of being stuck between mediocrity and success is what defines NFL Purgatory. Teams like the Saints, Seahawks, Browns, and Colts have spent years hovering in this territory. They're not bad enough to completely bottom out, but they're also far from championship contention. With a few wins down the stretch, the Giants could find themselves in this limbo again, making it challenging to build a team capable of competing at the highest level. In contrast, the Detroit Lions have leaped out of that middle ground. Once perennial bottom dwellers in the draft, the Lions have transformed into one of the NFL's elite teams, now competing for the NFC North title. They are a shining example for teams that will pick high in the 2025 NFL Draft, showing that with the proper management and player development, a franchise can quickly go from the draft lottery to Super Bowl contention. As of Week 14, the draft order for the 2025 NFL Draft is taking shape, and the Jaguars have the inside track for the number 1 pick. With a 2-10 record and a .498 strength of schedule, Jacksonville is well positioned to make another significant draft selection. Not far behind are the Las Vegas Raiders and New York Giants, also with a 2-10 record and similar odds to land a high pick. The draft order is crucial for teams looking to rebuild, and this year's class could provide some game-changing talent. Shedeur Sanders, the dynamic quarterback from Colorado, is among the favorites to go number 1 overall, with odds at +100. Also in the conversation are his teammates, Travis Hunter, a versatile wide receiver/cornerback, and Cameron Ward, a quarterback from Miami, FL. Alabama's Jalen Milroe and Georgia's Michael Williams, a top defensive prospect, are also in the mix. Teams like the New England Patriots, Carolina Panthers, New York Jets, and Tennessee Titans are all vying for high draft picks as they look to reload with young talent. The Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns, and New Orleans Saints are in a similar position, holding 4-8 records and hoping to secure key players to help turn their fortunes around. While some of these teams will likely miss the top draft picks, the 2025 class still offers plenty of potential for rebuilding franchises. The race for the top draft pick could evolve as the season progresses. The Jaguars, Raiders, and Giants are currently positioned at the bottom, but a few key games down the stretch could change the outlook for the 2025 NFL Draft order. For now, teams like the Lions and others vying for playoff spots are hoping to avoid the misfortune of falling back into the purgatory of mediocrity, while franchises in need of a rebuild are counting on the draft to turn things around. As always, every first also is a last, and for these teams, it's about positioning themselves for the best possible outcome in the 2025 NFL Draft. Whether that's the number 1 pick or a game-changing prospect, the proper selections could pave the way for a brighter future. For the franchises at the top, the focus remains on playoff contention, while those at the bottom hope their fortunes change with the next draft.